And welcome to Writing Through the Unknown. It's going to be a fun Saturday night. I'm your host, Michael, and I am blessed and privileged to have on tonight's guest. We had an opportunity to cross paths in Florida at a conference, and he is such a wonderful spirit and energy and love talking with him and all the information he has. So I'm going to turn it over to my guest to introduce himself to you all, which I know he needs no introduction, but I'll let him do it anyway. So I give you the one, the only, extraordinaire Jean-Charles Moyen.
Thank you, my friend, to receive me to your show. No, so it's very important to me to be with you today because we talked together in Tampa, and I remember say to you, I promised to be in your show, but I was very busy from my shooting in Japan and a lot of things I did. So here we are. We are together today, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, I'm honored to have you on. And for those who may not be familiar with you and your story, can you give a little bit of background to your story?
Oh my God! each, each time, some people tell me, "Okay, explain your life," but it's very important. I must focus for important things about my life, so I I can do my best, okay? But first of all, everything began when I was young at 4. I was on the beach with my parents in France and I'm playing in the sand and suddenly I disappear in front of my parents. I mean, I really disappear. I really disappear during 1 hour. My parents searched me with a lifeguard and people on the beach and no John Charles. During this 1 hour, I say 1 year. Sorry, I don't know why I say 1 year, but 1 hour. That's very long time for when you lost your only son. So 1 hour, I disappear, and they searched me everywhere. They was afraid that maybe I fall in the sea. I'm a kid, so I can drop on the sea, and. So during this 1 hour, I explain after uh, my parents don't. I explain what's happened in 1 hour. Okay, during 1 hour, I was surrounded by 4 beings of light, and they checked my head, and I wasn't afraid at this moment. When I was playing on the sand, I was remember I was surrounded by fairy of light dust, like a fairy dust, and I left the ground suddenly, slowly. I was share with two a feeling. I was afraid because I left my parents, but I was, amazed because I can fly at this moment. So I was sucked by a light and I was teleported inside a big, big, big room, very bright room. And around me, there is in the bottom, in the left, in the right, 4 being of light. They talked to me in telepathy and told me everything is okay. Don't be afraid. We are here to protect you. Don't. But I remember the window and I was, oh my God, what's happened? I saw the earth, you know, fly, and I say, I don't see my parents forever. So, I was very stressed. And they reassure me. And I remember one of beings check my head. I don't know at this moment what they check, but they check my head, and after that, they disappear at this moment. They disappear, and suddenly the lights dim off, and another being came into the room. He was a tall being. The skin was green, and the eyes was red, no hair. And he came to me, and he raised his hand. I wasn't afraid, curiously. I was, maybe because when you are a kid, everything is possible. So you are not afraid by something different because you don't judge anything. I was, oh my God. And I take his hand and we go through a large corridor, and there is a light, but I don't know where the light came from. It came from everywhere. We enter in a room and there was two tubes, and he told me, go inside this tube. I enter inside. I don't ask a question. It was naturally for me. I enter inside, and suddenly I felt something tingling inside my body and a warmth around me, and my head turned and I lost consciousness maybe 2 seconds. And when I opened my eyes, I felt different. I get out the tube, and when I get out the tube, I was in the front of a big window with the space view, and I saw my reflection, but it wasn't the same reflection when I enter in the tube. I look like the beings close to me, red eyes, green skin, and no hair. And at this moment, I remember everything. My name was Luca, and I was a being from a planet called Ultima. Ultima, like the last, Ultima. And it was my brother, my really brother. His name was Victor. And he was supposed to let me at this place in the body of Jean-Charles, but something very important happened in the space, and he explained to me I was the only one can resolve the problem. So he bring me to put me in my body in stasis, and during I was inside the Lucas body, Jean-Charles was in stasis in another tubes. How many times? I don't remember, but I know it was a long time during the mission I solved. And after this mission, I came back in the tube and the inverse. And after that, they reintegration me, teleport me at the same place. But he spent really 1 hour, not 1 minute, and no, no, no. My parents say you disappear really 1 hour. After 1 hour of research, we crying and say, I lost my son and blah blah blah. And my mom was in the arm of my dad and crying, and there is nobody in front of her. And suddenly she raises head, and in a fraction of second, I was on the sand, playing on the ground. My mom say now she has 84 years old. She remember like yesterday and say, I swear, you wanted, you wasn't there. There is 1 second. So they don't ask me a question at this moment. They was very happy to find me. After that, they discovered that I develop something very strange abilities. But it was normal because they let me my abilities of Lucas inside the body of Jean-Charles. I was able to have interaction with electricity, and I have the abilities to, be careful what I say, but healing some problem of trouble of animals, people. And for me, it was so natural. I just put when someone was um, with a health problem, I just put my hand on the person. I was a kid, my grandma or my grandpa or my dog or my cat, and suddenly there is a very hot energy, and voila, it was healed. Nobody asked a question, but it's like a John Charles, my little angel, could you heal grandma? And it was yes. Only times it was yes. Because like I say, when you are a kid, you want to say yes every time. You trust your parents. So it was like a game. When I was witness about something don't feel good, it was natural for me. And when I was with my parents on the apartment, when I'm crying, like a lot of children, there is a light flicking like this, and sometimes shut off, shut down. And after that, some very strange things happened to me. When I was on my bed and dream, I dream I was on the Bahamas or something elsewhere. And but when I wake up, I had my face tan and white sand between my toes and between the bottom of my bed. And at this moment, we lived in Paris in a ninth floor of apartment. So it was impossible to have this. And my parents testify of this because they witness since I was born until now. So it's not once time. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I was a kid, but my parents is dead now," or "I was alone," or there is something happened, but not for me. I'm lucky because each time I can record a video, I can record audio, I can testify with my drawing or something else. And the best thing for me, the best gift, it was my parents decide to testify in my movie Starseed Revelation 2. They decide to say to me, "Son, the best gift we can offer to you is the testimony of me and your mom." And they explain everything they lived with me, everything, Michael. So that was for me something very important because people say, "Oh, it's our parents say the same thing and they repeat." No, 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 no. My parents don't repeat what I say. My parents say what they live. That's so different. Because if your son, you agree for your son because oh, it's my son. Yeah, it's okay. No, no, no. My parents explain what they live with a man in black, with something happen, threatening. There is a lot of thing happen to me. And one of the things very important and very weird happened to me. I was on the school during an exam. I was a kid in a little school. And during an exam, I would like to go to the toilet. And I raised my hand, but nobody answered me. But everything in the classroom was frozen. The professor was like this, the student was like this. So I decided to go to the toilet. And I entered in the toilet. It was in a two or three floor. I don't remember the floor, but it was a high floor. And there is no window inside the toilet. So no escape, okay? So I closed the door and I was inside. Suddenly, my head began to turn. I felt tingling and the light shut down. Poof, I'm in the dark. So I searched the button to open the light. I opened the light. Fortunately, I was in the toilet, but not the same toilet where I was. I was in the toilet of the apartment of my parents in a few kilometers of the school. My stuff, my shoes, my coat, my ID, my pencil, everything was stay on the table on the classroom. My mom came back to her job and say, John Charles, you're supposed to be in the school. Why are you here? And I explained to my mom because she knows the truth about me and say, oh my God, I must phone to the director. And she phoned to the director and she must lie at this moment. So he was sick and blah, blah, blah. I bring my son and no, 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 no. Okay. But the next day, the guardian of the school with the locksmith opened the door, was locked inside the toilet. They discovered nobody inside, no escape window, and GC was not there. So it was a really teleportation, not astral travel or something else. I was really teleport in another place physically with my parents, was testifying about this. So during my childhood, I lived some very strange things. And each time my parents protect me because it was so dangerous. There is, 35 or 40, 41 years ago, if you spoke about this, it was very, you can bring your son and go in the laboratory and, like MK Ultra or something else, so it was
Mhm.
dangerous. So they protect me. And in the night, my parents know that I teleport in a different place. And with my dad, we have a game. I have a big, Earth sphere. It was like a lamp room. You are the continent, and you can turn and check the continent. And my dad say, "Okay, turn the globe and put your finger in other chance and decide where you want to go tonight." And I'm a kid, so I say, "Okay," and I put my finger on Egypt. And at this moment, I say, I want to discover what's happened in Egypt. And I go to my bed, close my eyes, and suddenly I felt something pull me back. And in a fraction of a second, my head turned. I felt tingling, a hot. And when I opened my eyes, I was in pajamas and no shoes, and I was under the Sphinx, under the pyramid, the Great Pyramid. And I explained I was in a corridor and I walk. And in front of me, there is a big door with a scarabee, a big scarabee, a jade scarabee. I put my hand under, and suddenly I was sucked by the light, and I was inside a big spaceship under the Sphinx. And it was a ark. An ark is a big spaceship. The ancient civilization left. There is a many, many, many years ago, many decades and many. So I was in connection with this. So remember this. Many, many, many decades. Alors, so after that, when I came back in my bedroom, I drawing what I saw with the pyramid, the camel, everything. But I was very young. So I decided to drawing this. There is a maybe 1 year they discover with satellites. They cartography the ground of Egypt and they discover a secret tunnel under the Sphinx and something look like a UFO, a form of UFO under the Sphinx. And they made a documentary about this in Gaia TV. How many chance? There is no internet when I was 8 or 9 to describe exactly what they saw? The answer is because I was there, really there.
Right. And I wonder, because we talk about, like, Edgar Casey talks about the Hall of Records under the Sphinx. Do you
Yes,
think the Ark is the Hall of Records?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to tell a mistake, but I'm not a specialist about that, but I know there is a lot of secrets under the Great Pyramid. And when you see the pyramid point, it's look like a Orion, you know, um,
Right.
constellation.
Orion's Belt. Yeah.
Exactly. So Edgar Casey discovered something very strange about Egypt, and I remember read a story about a little boy, a Russia, he told it was incarnation about Martian, and he say there is a secret in Egypt under the Sphinx. So it tells this there is maybe 5 years or 10 years. Okay, so me it was 40 years, and he say there is a secret entrance. I think it's under here, and he can go inside and discover there is something extraterrestrial hidden under the Sphinx. Like, again, there is something very strange. Is that not enough? When I was young too, I teleport in a Bermuda Triangle. I was inside a base inside the triangle, the Bermuda Triangle, and I remember an entrance like a rock, and there is a door with an emblem look like trident, like Poseidon. And I was surrounded by aquatic beings, very kind with me. And I was inside an arc, inside the Bermuda Triangle, and I draw it. And my dear friend Michael Sala used my drawing inside a book about the arc. So there is a many decade, and now they talk about something very strange happen in the Bermuda Triangle, echo radar, something very huge wake up inside, and there is USO. I think it's like a UFO, but inside the sea. I don't remember the name in English.
Right. They call it a USO,
USO,
underwater
right?
submerged object.
Exactly, my friend. So some people are fishermen described in a Bermuda Triangle. They saw some USO get out the water, get out the sea. And when I was in a Bahamas with my wife Melanie, we shooting the first movie I made, South Shore Origin, and during a travel for spirituality, and I use the time to shoot my movie, and I was with my camera, and some fisherman approached me and say, "What do you do?" And I say, "Oh, it's a movie, it's a documentary." And the question is, "About what?" I say, "About about UFO." "Oh yeah, about UFO? Oh, can I talk to your documentary?" I say, "Yes. Why?" I say, "Because I'm a fisherman. I'm a big boat, and I fish in the night, and I want to testify something I was a witness." And I say, "Okay." So it was a big surprise for me, because some people decide to not actor. And listen, the guys explained to me there is a little lagoon with a crypt, and he saw clearly aquatic beings, like a reptilian beings, aquatic beings inside the water, get out the water in the Bermuda Triangle. And he explained to me there is an entrance, secret entrance inside, and you can walk, stand like this, 6 foot or 7 foot, under the island, under the Bermuda Triangle. And he explained there is a, I think it was a Air Force, there is a many decades, he was witness about that. They searched something inside the water because there was witness about USO get out the water. So there was really activity inside. So it's connected exactly what I was witness when I was young. I I know we discovered, I think it's 10% of the ocean. And what's happened with the rest?
Right.
So I know for people listening me and don't know me, it's difficult to understand. But I try to resume my life. I made 6 movies, so it's hard to resume 6 movies. So I invite people to see my documentary to understand better, but I do my best today to explain. I'm very exciting to be with your show, so I say, oh my god, I must say that to Michael. Oh, I forget that. And so forget me. Forgive me, because I have some very, and I was in Japan, and oh my god, what's happened in Japan? My new movie, it's about my past life in Japan. So, well, he mix everything, and hold on, it's okay. But people say, oh, your life is like a movie. So yes, but it's real. It's real. And each time I explain something, I have the chance to have witness and to have historical testify and proof. So that's very important for people because, with the age of ER, we intelligent artificial people are lost because now it's very close to reality and it's very easy to trick something. And people say, okay, I believe in that, but now I discover it was fake. So people say, okay, I give up. No, don't give up. For many hundred of video of UFO on the internet, there is maybe 2 or 3% real, but there is real video. But the trick is, some people made this to melt you, because after that you don't believe everything, because you are in a good way to discover, to disclosure. That's very interesting, but follow your heart. That's important. What resonates inside of you? Maybe someone be kind, but it's a poker face. Maybe something like creepy, but this is a good person. I say this because I met in a space different creature, and I can swear it was a creepy creature, but it was a big heart with a very, very, you can trust and believe her. But there is a beautiful humans and there is a very, very bad woman. But the envelope is, oh, he look like angel. He look like, but he's not. And there is a creature like a mantis, like a reptilian, like a gray, very creepy, but that's like this. They save your life like this. They don't think, they did, they do. And so the appearance is very no important. You must follow your light inside of you and your sixth sense. That's important.
Right.
And each time I explain to people, how can I connect? Stay connected with your inner child. Because remember, when you were a kid, everything was possible, Michael. I say, go to this way, or jump this. You say, yes, you are Superman. I can do it. And now you say, oh, no, not now. I can break my leg. You think. because you lost this power inside of you. And I say every time, stay connected with your inner child, your little boy, your little girl. And I don't say forget the danger. Honestly, the danger is everywhere. You know, don't take your head in the ground. I don't say that. But if you fear, you feed the fear and you create an egregore of fear. But if you are love and you spray love and you spray light, you create a different reality. I don't say avoid the evil. I say don't focus because the government and a lot of people want to focus you to the bad things. And if one person can attract bad thing, imagine many million of people or billion of people concentrate and say, oh, we are in bad state, we're in bad state, we're in bad state. Yes, we are in bad state because 1 billion people think that. We created that. And I don't spoke about the technology to travel through the time because we had this technology secretly. Nikola Tesla invents before he died the plan, but he made a really device to travel through the time. We had a proof of that. We have in a museum, I don't remember which museum, but a journalist, a friend of mine, told me there is a many decades. Listen, that's very creepy. In I don't remember the floor, but I guess it was in the basement of the museum. Forbidden archaeologists, when they discovered something very, creepy, they don't disclose for the people because you must burn every book and historical book and destroy everything. They discovered, amber. You know the amber with
Yeah.
Jurassic Park? Well, if you have something inside the amber, you know there is 300 million of years. That's okay with that? Because to create an amber, you must, spend many, many, many million of years. Imagine they discover a big piece of amber with inside a computer. A computer or a clock. And they discover a print foot of basket. Now, Nike, precisely, at the same close to a T-Rex. And in a carbon 14, they discover it was the same time. So they discover another in cavern with a glyph or something like a prehistoric something else, okay? A message right in the rock. We are past here. Who's writing this? A
I'm
traveler?
getting chills.
I know, I know. And it's like imagine you dig inside the ground, you dig, you dig, and 1 kilometers, 2 kilometers, okay. You discovered some sedimentation, vegetable, the rock, and you can analyze this and say it's many years ago, many decade, blah, 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 blah. And you dig, you dig, and you discover dinosaur. Follow me, okay? Dinosaur, and after pieces, and after fish, and after nothing, because you are very, very, very deeply, and suddenly you found a Boeing of a fly Boeing 747. a big plane with a strange inscription like Aramean or something else, very, very strange. But a big flight. What do you think about at this moment? We are not the only one. We are not the last. And everything exists before we exist, my friend. It's a perpetual clock. There is different dimension. There are different reality. During the 3 years of darkness, you know what I mean when I say this.
Right.
There is something happen. Some people realize we are not supposed to be in this timeline. That's crazy what we lived at this moment. We are closed in the house. We don't get out. It was insane. When we think about this now, you say, did I live this? Oh my God. It was so easy to close people inside the house. For what? Now we don't talk about this. It's finished. But remember, and during this time, people can't work. People was alone in house, and what they did, they search different things. And for some people, they die, and some people they wake up. There is a good way and a bad way during this time. And there is a lot of open minds of people everywhere on earth. The Schumann frequency rise because people realize there is something wrong in this timeline. Because someone, I don't know who, playing a god with technology, with reverse engineering. Because some people don't imagine we have a lot of technology, don't access for normal people, the med bed or something else. There is a lot of technology we can't imagine. We don't supposed to be now in a gasol car. Remember, Back to the Future. We're supposed to fly with your car now.
Right.
But it exists. But they hidden this technology because the gasol, the petrol, there is a free energy. But free energy, what that mean? Free energy and free, you are free. If you keep this energy and you must pay, you can control everything. They don't want to disclose this technology because they don't want people, I know it's hard word, but they don't want people survive until 200 years old because we have the technology with serum to be like immortal, like, not immortal, but like, not, old and white like this. And no, you're supposed to stay 800 or 900 years like this, like 22 years old. There is a serum. I saw this when I was in space. There is some serum for life extension to travel in space because, a human can live 45 years ago in a good health, and after you begin to, with this, you are stronger, your abilities is a 100% rise, telekinesis, telepathy, and everything, never else problem. But how many people will be on Earth? So they want to control. I know it's hard, but it's evident. You know what I mean, my friend. Some, I don't want to say the word don't be strike, but you know what I mean. They control the life of people. And now I think we are close to disclosure, but close is not arrive. It's, teeny feet,
Right.
teeny, and that's, very um that's not normal what's happened. We are supposed to be, the earth is the only planet, don't um, open space to go to Mars, and take your car and go to Neptune. It's just lot of people in different sphere can access with this technology, but here exists something that people don't imagine, and it's too hard to understand. So people say, no, 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 it's impossible, this guy is crazy. And I think people begin to wake up now, because they saw the three atlas or something else. They felt inside there is something will happen. I think we are in a good way, but before that, we we risk to have a big wave before that,
I agree, and I actually want to ask a question, and I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of interviews of my guests, so I don't give biased thoughts. But I'm wondering, have you ever been asked what made you decide, and what moment in your life did you decide to become the whistleblower that you are, and to start to share your
Mm.
story, and that it was important to share?
I stayed hidden by security for me, my friend, my family, and each time I remember I was okay. It's this time something happened and say no, not now, not now, and suddenly I decide, because my first work is special effects maker for different movies in Hollywood and independent movie. We win a different prizes, different awards, but some people use my abilities for her, for him. So I say, some I remember someone told me, Jean-Charles, you have everything to make your own movie about your story. And I say, but the time is not come. So be careful what you disclose. Maybe you must put a key inside your movie, like a X file, and made a story, and 85% true and 15% wrong, or fiction. And I decide to make my first movie, South Shore Origin. Why South Shore? Because I live in the South Shore of Montreal, and the first title was Diary of Journal of the Abductee. But after I say, oh, no, 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 no. So I decided to make this movie. It was about a French guys immigrate to Canada, and it was a police officer, like Secret Service in France, and like Fox Mulder. My name was Jonathan Fox. Fox for the wink to David Duchovny. And after that, with my girlfriend here, my wife now, Melanie, she was a part of a secret service in Canada, and for the fiction, okay, understand, for the fiction.
Right.
Because he says that. No, 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 no. I'm not a secret agent. So we made this movie, and inside I put my really events about my life. So people say, "Oh, it's a director, it's a bullshit, no, 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 it's not true." But I did this step by step. After that, I put a pause about this. I spoke about human trafficking, about Mars and Lune and Lune, Luna, Mars and Moon. And I explained there is a agreement between the grain reptilian and the government to give technology in exchange to human for like and in this picture I explain a real thing happened to me. People love it. I win 2 awards for my movie in Hollywood documentary, and I was very proud about because I was alone with my wife to make this movie. So I risk everything. I risk my house because nobody want to give me a money because what is your subject? Oh, extraterrestrial. Oh no, close the door, every time. So I decide to make my own movie. I spent 7 years in whole to make my movie. After that, I put a pause, and my wife say, "Okay, you put the key on the door, you open the door, but now it will be nice, honey, to make a documentary about your life." And 100% real. And I say, okay. And I began to shoot my first documentary, Starseed Revelation 1. And I explain everything and I say everything is real. And people was, okay, that's not a movie, that's a documentary. And after this big documentary, people say, okay, you are a kind person, we believe in you, but I don't want to offend you, but like say, I think I don't remember the guy says that, but if you have extraordinary story, you must have extraordinary proof. You know that
Right.
that's a quote. And I say okay, and I say maybe I can make a start to the version 2, but with special things. I would like to contact my close friend, my family, and maybe they can be witness in my movie. And when I spoke about my dad and my mom, this is the reason they say, okay, son, we want to talk in your movie with your mom. And I say, I can blur your face. I can change your voice. No, son, we're 81 at this moment, and you want to testify full face, free face. This is the best gift I can give you.
It's a beautiful gift.
Exactly. So I was very emotional about that. And after that, my friends, my close friend, Laurent, um, I know him since 31 years old now, and he was witness about a lot of things about my life. And he say to me, I want to testify too. And the mom of my ex-wife decide to testify too, because 21 years old, together she was witness about it. And suddenly the doors open and I say, oh my god, 2 hours 42 minutes about all witnesses in my whole life decide to testify what they lived with me. And I met amazing guys. Dan Winter, this person is very important in my life because he's a scientist and he student the brain wave of the brain with a device, and he tests the wave, gamma brain wave, with children like Caroline Corey. I remember it was supernatural children. They have special abilities, um, blind eyes, and they can read a book without her eyes, and it was amazing. And they record the brainwave of the children during this session. And my friend Dan Winter say, "Okay, Jean-Charles, I want to be in your documentary, but please, I have something to ask you. And I say, yes. And he say, can I test your brainwave with my device and my software? And I say, yes, yes. You ask me kindly. So I say, okay, I will be your laboratory mouse. So we made the device and he say, try to be to the same state when you was young and you teleport yourself. And I say, okay, I record every session and I try to teleport. And during this, I felt the tingling, I felt the warmth, everything. But when my head turned, I opened my eyes and I was in my office. And I say, no, it don't working. Wrong. Everything, every brain activity was recording inside the software. He analyzed this, and this is not my words, this is him words. He say, I never seen this in my whole life, John Charles, in 52 years of students in the world. Your brain, gamma brainwave, rise very high and was uh, exit the graphic outside out of the charts. And it told me that's amazing because your gamma brainwave is so stronger. And I understand what's happened during this. You don't take a portals, you are a portals yourself. This is why you can teleport when you was young. And he explained to me that when I change my frequency and I can bring something like sands or something else, it's because when I touch this, it's the same frequency, and when I came back with the sand with the same frequency and reconstruct my energy in my body, it's with me because it's the same. You understand what I mean?
I do.
So he explained to me that he found in my body the gold, I see gold number, gold ratio, um, the gold number, gold number.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know the name exactly, but he say my liquid pump of my spinal was very high. My heart beat was very strong. I was there like this. I don't move. So my heartbeat is not supposed to beat like a rabbit. It's impossible. Something happened. And I say, I was in my office and he told me, what do you think about at this moment? I say, I was in, lock in my house. You know what I mean? Because I can get out after a certain hour. And I was in the front of the picture of me and my dear friend Michael Sala in Hawaii. And I say, I did everything to be with him. And at this moment, I felt my head turn, and in my eyes, there is my office, and in other eyes, there is Hawaii. And it bring like this, and it cross. And at this moment, I open my eyes, and I supposed to be at the same place. But it don't happen at this moment during the test. But the gamma brainwave, you can trick a lie detector if you are very trained, like a space, space force. I say no, but spatial agent. You can trick, lie
Yeah.
detector.
Like a spy.
Yeah, like a spy, exactly. But you can trick your gamma brainwave. It's impossible because it's it's your brain. If you can control your brain, whoa, good luck. Okay, but when I explain it's happened something, I felt this and I felt this, it's like, I know. Come on, why I know? Because I can read the map of your brain. And what you say, Jean-Charles, the peak here, it's your cortical brain here, and the other side is the imagination, and the other side is a physical, and the other side is paranormal activity. And your paranormal activity is so strong that we are witness and can testify scientifically something happen really in your brain. So this is scientist proof that you say the truth, because you can lie with your brain. So I was very, amazed by this news, because I know I'm not invent something, or I don't, maybe can think. No, no. Explain to me why I was in the toilet of my parents. It's not the last time, because the last time I have I had 18. I'm adult, and I was in my room. I lived at this moment again, always with my parents in France, in the ninth floor, and I have the picture of my girlfriend at this moment, and I say I do everything to be close to her. At this moment, I was in boxer, no shoes, everything. My head turned. I felt tingling, and in a fraction of a second, I closed my eyes, and when I opened my eyes, I went in the front of the apartment door of my girlfriend in a few kilometers. Panic. Okay, we're in a February. No clothes. I'm just my boxer with a t-shirt. Imagine my mom come back to her job, and my girlfriend come back to her job and say, "What's happened? What are you doing here?" She knows something about me, and she told me in the beginning of my relation with her, I'm special. And she say, "Oh yeah, I believe in paranormal." And I say, "No, it's more than this." Okay. I say, "Okay, I open mine, open mine, open mine." No, 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 because this day she closed the mind.
Yeah.
She was traumatized. Okay. And I say, "Can I take your phone?" Because we don't have a cell phone at this moment. So I call my mom, and my mom enter in the room and say, Jean Charles, are you here?" She opened the door of my room and say, "My God, the shoes of my son is here. The keys is under the bed, the coat, the pants." And she say, "Where is he?" And the door was locked inside, ninth floor, no balcony. Okay, ninth floor, imagine, in front of Paris. And alarm system was activated. I call to my mom and I say, "Mom, I'm there with my girlfriend." And she say, "What?" And she realized, "Okay, okay, okay, okay. I call your dad. I call your dad. I call your dad." She hang off. Call my dad and say, "Honey, there a problem." "Yes, what's happened?" "It's John Charles. He's not there." "Okay, what do you mean by he's not there?" "Everything is there. Every stuff, the shoes, the keys." "Oh my God, it's teleportation." I come back. And he bring me my clothes, everything, to my girlfriend. She was traumatized. It was really a teleportation again. So after a few days, she break our relationship after 2 years. And that was a very sad situation for me, because I felt alone. So, for growing in this situation, it was very damageable for me, because I don't have a friend. I have some close friend, but I don't have friend now. But at this moment, I can explain to my little friend what's happened. I tried. It was a bad idea, because they mock me. They treat me like a mutant, like a monster, like sometimes children will be very, very angry.
Me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mean, exactly. And when you're growing in the, when you are in a vacancy in summer camp, or um 100 or 200 children mock you, oof, that's a
That
very
means a
hard
lot.
situation.
Yeah. So we are actually at the hour mark. Do you have time for a few more questions, or do you need to run?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm wondering, hearing your story about how she reacted, and you say you don't teleport much now. Do
Mm,
you
mm.
think that moment you, in your heart center, said, no more, I can't teleport anymore? This is too dangerous because
Uh,
it'll freak people out?
during my life, I realized my abilities evolve, and there is 1 year and a half. I was able, now the teleportation was different. I explain. I'm able to project myself in another place, but physically. So I can um, split myself, because when I was young, I'm gonna say young, I'm 50, I'm close to 57, but when I was young, I say in 23, 24, some people told me they meet me in a Eiffel Tower place, Trocadero or something in Paris, and bring me in arm, hug me physically,
Right.
but it's impossible because I was in a family dinner at this moment. So I was able to be in a different places. Some people explain that bilocation can bilocate, but when it's happened, your original envelope, maybe she slip to put the maximum energy to your double, you know but
Right.
not for me. I was laughing, I hitting, and take a joke with my grandma, my parents. I was active, and the other guys talk to me, and I say, are you sure it was me? And he say, yes, 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 it was you. And when these guys came into my shop, because at this moment I was a sailor in a computer shop, I have a deja vu with these guys, but I never see these guys in my life. But I was strangely, maybe I don't remember, I was duplicate myself. I don't know how, why, but I say, do I know you? And he say, yes. You remember yesterday? And I say, what? In a Sunday, we were in Paris. We talked together. And I say, oh, yes, yes. No. Because the guys was insist, I'm sure. Okay. And maybe we are in a two sample in different dimension, and sometimes we are jump in a different layer. Maybe it was me at this moment. But now, when I go to my bed, it's not astral travel, because in astral travel, you can't bring something and go with something. You are immaterial. You can pass through the wall, you can feel the wind, and but you can bring something. But for me, that's different. When I say this, I want to explain. People say, okay, it's different, and oh, it's pretentious. No, 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 no. That's important to clarify, because I never met someone live this experience. I would like to live to meet someone with this experience. But when I explain something like bilocation, some people say you can't bilocate physically because bilocation it's energetic. No, because when I was in the different places, I felt the ground, I felt everything, and I can bring something. I can't say now because I lived something very strange with a few months ago, and I was able to bring something with me. So that's a bilocation physically. During the Second War in 1945, I think a sister, religious Sister Yvonne Aimé, during the Second War, was able to bilocate three sample of her in a different places, and she's right in a book. And listen, she was in a prison, in a jail. She was attached, she was tortured by the Nazi, and at the same time she was in a subway train in the front of a friend, a priest, and he was there and he say, "You're supposed to be in prison, in jail." And she say, "Yes, I am." But how it's possible? And he bring her in his hand, arm, so he can touch her. He kiss her. And suddenly she go out the train and she disappear slowly and disappear. And at this moment, she was on the boat during the war and feed the soldier, feed, so she can bring a spoon and put in your mouth. But she was in the prison. How could you explain this? So it's a bilocation, but she was in a different sample. So for me, it's a different step. Okay. When I was a child, I was teleport. After teenager, teleport. Adult, teleport. But I can explain what's happened now, but I know I can move differently, maybe for my safety, I don't know, because my body can stay here, but I can duplicate myself in another place physically, and I can bring something and I can come back. And when I wake up, I have something like a wound or something else and don't know. So if my body can move like this, how you explain other stigmat? You know
Yes.
stigmasis?
Yeah. It's like marks.
Yeah, marks. Yeah,
Yeah.
marks. So that's impossible, you know. Some people say, now he can teleport. I don't say I can't. And if I can't, do you think I will say yes?
Very true. Good
You know,
point.
so there is something I can explain and something I can't explain. Like when I was young, I bleed like a lot of you. When you are young, my friend, you bleed too, okay? But at this moment, I swear, my parents can testify, and they testify in my movie, Started Evolution 2. My blood wasn't red, it was green. 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 Green like this, but this is my green. You know, we don't want to wait.
Yeah.
Green. And we can't go to the doctor. Imagine my son bleed. Okay, that's normal, madam. But he's green. What? And during my childhood, when I have a wound or a, injury, that's very creepy because we want hidden because when I push, it was green. My mom cleaned my pillow and my bed because at this moment, so, I sleep like this. So in the pillow, there is a lot of green. And when I was sick, listen, I was different. My temperature in Celsius, not Fahrenheit, Celsius, was 46 or 47 degree. I blocked the mercury. We must put in the freezer to go down. And my mom say, "Oh, I must go to the hospital." My dad say, "You're crazy."
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. No, no, no. Don't put. And she put me in the bathroom with cold water. But at 46 or 47, I was there. What's happened? Son, you are a high temperature. Not like this. I was normal. So everything was very crazy. And when I explained I was in space, uh, you know, this is the first time I will tell you this. So you are the first. Listen carefully what I say. A premiere. I go to the doctor, and there is a medical visit in the noise, in the ear, and he says that's it, and say, "Oh my God, what? That's curious. You're here inside. What? It's like this." And I say, what I mean? He say, the only person I don't know the hair tunnel inside with like this is only people go to space or people go very deeply inside the sea like a diver. And I never did these two things in my life at this moment. So it explained because your bones inside when you are in space move because there was no
Gravity.
thank you, gravity. And after when you come back, this is the reason why some people came to space was dizzy, because here the equilibrium inside moving with the liquid inside the hair. And he said to me, I work for army and pilot of plane like this with 4 or 5G of power, and there is the same here, but you are a kid. We have a problem. Another proof that something corroborates what I say, what I explain. But we are no corroborate now, because everything I say I explain with my parents. And when I was 17, my life was in danger, and I decided to record my voice on a tape. The tape in 18.
Right.
Some young people don't know what it is. Okay, that is
The cassette
MP3.
tape. Yeah.
Exactly. And I found this cassette. I found this tape in my basement with Moisey, and it was very difficult to record inside my computer. But I buy a tape a player in Amazon, and I put inside. And when I finish to transfer in MP3, poof. Okay, it was my videotape recorder. But for the other audio tape, I had the original with the noise inside, and I have all my life, all I lived, 36 years before every whistleblower about the secret space program. I explained my name was Luca. I explained I was sent to mission with my wife in the body of John Charles. I explained everything I say now. But when I was 17, imagine 40 years before. And you heard ambulance and police outside because my window was open in Paris. My voice was not the same. I'm French accent. Now I'm a Quebec accent because the Quebec and Canada have different accents. I'm a citizen now, but I live since 20. In a few weeks, it was 22 years I live here. So I lost my accent, French accent. So this tape is a proof I disclose many, 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 many decades before. I think it was 8 months before Bob Lazar. So that's very important, because some people say, "Oh, this is extraordinary story. This guy's a liar," or some. There is a. So when I discover, when I begin to make my movie, The Lost Records, I tell to the universe, bring me something about the proof I lived. And I was in my basement and I was cleaning and I found a box with, she put the water and I said, oh my God, garbage. And I said, what? GC Top Secrets Memories. Shit. How can I play this? And I decided to buy this. And I was with Melanie and I put the play and we crying together because she say, do you realize what you found? And I say, what? Jean-Charles, this is the proof you told this many decades, 40 years ago. And I explained when I was in space, when I was in the body of Luca, when I was in Reptilian and a fight with a secret space program, and I talk about the Men in Black. My life was in danger, and I decide to record this because I'm afraid to die. And people say, oh, well, like Men in Black, the movie. My tape was 3 years before the first movie, Men in Black, in Hollywood. So, everything I say, everything I said, there is a proof, a videotape, audio tape, drawing, parents. Each time I'm never be alone. Never. That's very important.
It is. And I kind of wondering, hearing your story, it kind of parallels a little bit mine in some aspects, like elementary school. There was, I remember an incident where I don't remember her name, but she was complaining she had a headache. I just walked over, put my hands like this, took them off, and she said, "Oh my God, my headache's gone." I had no training whatsoever, or even thought of what I was doing.
Mm.
And, I also have, electricity, an interesting relationship with that. And so I'm wondering, with your being in the SSP, finding out I was in the SSP, if this is possibly a side effect of being in the programs or reasons why we were picked.
Yes, you I forget talk about the SSP. I say, my God, I don't want to forget that. Yes. So during a summer camp when I was 13 years ago, well, 13 years, I had a big sunstroke over my head and I was hospitalized in France. And during this hospitalization, they discovered something very space special with me. In the X-ray radio, they discovered something like a tic-tac metal inside my head. And they discovered this and they decide to put me in observation in a room. And during a night, um, the X-ray doctor and the military guys enter in my room and they talk about me. And the doctor show my radio, my X-ray radio, to the military guys. And I was, very dehydrated. So I lost consciousness, and I was a sting in my arm with the glucoses and vitamin C, etc., because I was dehydrated. And I tried to understand what they told about me, and I can't because I don't understand the military guys. Military guys was German, and they put me a mask with a green gaze on my face. I lost consciousness, and suddenly I was shaken by something. I opened my eyes, and a guy bent to me. It was blue eyes and white hair. It was a military guy's high rank, and he told me, "Hurry up, follow me. I don't want to miss the jump." At this moment, I'm question and I say, "Why?" And I'm a kid, I'm a teenager, so I trust him and I follow him because I think inside of me, maybe they discovered something wrong to my health and they want to transfer me in another department. So I follow him and we enter in a big corridor and we enter in an elevator. Inside the elevator, there is a guy dressed in black with a red triangle emblem on the chest, a military guy with the black glasses. And we go down with the elevator. We go down, we go down, we go down. And I say, that's not normal. We go down so deeply for hospital. And I began to stress. And when I stress, what's happened? The light flicking. And the guys put his hand on my shoulder and say, hey, kid, everything is okay. We don't want to hurt you. Everything is okay. And I calm down and everything rise. We arrive to the basement. The doors open, but not the same door was open. It was another door in the metal suddenly appear and open. And there is a big hangar. I see hangar, it's a big place with a lot of children dressed in white hospital dress, I don't remember, gowns,
Gowns.
and thank you. And he told me, the old guys, that it's over for me, go alone, thank you. Okay. And I felt inside of me, I was I felt a power like nothing can happen to you. So I arrive in the front of table. There is a person, and she told me, put your hand in this little box. It was like a little box, like a photocopy. I put my hand, and she told me it was a DNA analyze. And there is a light swept over my hand. And after that, she bring me a suit, a black suit, one piece, with the emblem of the Pegasus, a winged horse. And she told me, go to this way with another children. There is a girl and boy. And I was in a line, and we enter in a big tunnels, and it was like a portals. And when we enter into the portals, I felt tingling a warmth, and open my eyes in another big room. There is a military guys, and the doctor was dressed, and they test our fear. Many children failed, but not me. And the X-ray doctor was there and say, "Come." And he say, "This is the boy I told you." And I say, "What's happened?" It, "Go to this uh, dark room." I enter in the shadow room. I felt something very strange, not fear, but something huge was there. And suddenly, get out the shadow, a big mantis with the big eyes. And she arrived close to me and put her, her big paw on my shoulder and tell me in telepathy, "Don't be afraid. Everything is okay. You have been chosen." And I lost consciousness. I opened my eyes in the bed on the hospital, and I say, What's happened?" It was so real. And suddenly my head turned and I lost consciousness. I was awake by a klaxon. And I was inside the bus with my bag on my leg and go to the summer camp. And I say, missing time. How I get out the hospital? I don't know. A hole. I arrive in the summer camp and I'm exciting. So I explain to my little friend what's happened. Bad idea. Like I say, bad idea. They mock me, etc., etc. So I was very sad. And I decide in the night, I'm waiting that my friends sleeping and get out the chalet by the window and go to a field in the front of big mountain. I don't know why I was there, but inside of me, I will live. I was sat on the ground and I raise my head on the sky and say, "I don't want to be here anymore. Come and get me." Once again, I don't know why I say this. And suddenly, I saw a star moving and approached me. It was a gold disc, and I was teleported inside. And when I arrive inside, there is a many different alien species look at me, and in the front of me there was Victor, and he told me, "Welcome aboard the Solaris." At this moment, my training of secret space program begin, and there is a blonde woman with a bright blue eyes arrive in front of me and say, "My name is Maria, but everyone call me Mary. Follow me." And I follow her inside a corridor, and there is a space view in the right and left, and we enter in the classroom with the children, but it was only alien species, different creatures. Only one little boy was Earth boy. And she tell me, "Go to this place. There is an empty place." And this guy was named David Rousseau, a guy I connected with him a few years later with the same story, but in the inverse. He remember saw me enter in the classroom. I don't know this person at this moment. He write a book. I don't know this book. And I make my movie. He don't know my movie. And it was a corroboration, 100%. Together, we were at the same program in a secret space program.
Do you think it
That's
was Project Pegasus?
I don't know. I learned after there is a I think it was what is the name of the guys. He was run for the president. I think Andrew Basiago.
Yeah.
Andrew Basiago. He explained the Pegasus project exactly. And I don't know if it was the same program because I know there is agreement during the Second War with France and United States. So maybe there is common um, project because for the CERN in Switzerland, the CERN, you know the CERN.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
This,
$400 million rise to research the CERN by the United States to help the Switzerland to build the Hadron Collider.
right.
So I think you're right. Maybe there is connected because every people spoke about Pegasus project in and secret space program in America, but there is many secret space program in different countries: Japan, America, Russia, and France. Because the France was helped by the United States to win the war against Hitler. So if they built a secret base in France and after the end of the war, they give the key and everything under is already there.
Hmm.
So I think there is a connection with maybe with the Pegasus project and this because it was emblem looked like a
Right.
Pegasus. It was a horse wing. So yes,
That's
maybe
what made me think that is the emblem. I was like, that could be the mark of the project.
yes, exactly. So this is why my first part was to training when I was young teenager, and after that I spent a lot of years in space. They bring me back in my room. And very important, some people can say he dream, you know, again, many years later, I was 18, 19. It was my first job in the bank. I was in archives. I work in the archives. My mom told me, "Hey, son, I have a job. Your first job." Like I was there. Many children was told, and we were in a summer camp. Now we are adult, and hey, how are you? And so it was a long time, and we are in cafeteria, and some people say, "Hey, Jean-Charles, are you again extraterrestrial?" And I say, "Be careful what you say, because I'm not kid now. So close your mouth, okay?" And I say, "Oh, okay, 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 don't okay." I go to a corridor, and a guy say, "Hey, Jean-Charles," and I say, "Yes. Do you remember me?" "Yes, I remember you. I want to tell you something very important for me. I believe in you." And I say, "Too late." What do you want to tell me? Remember when you are 13 and you are get out to the chalet in the night? And I say, "Yes." "I lie for people because I don't want to judge me, and I follow you in this night." "What? You quoi? You follow me?" "Yes, because I was afraid you did a mistake, because you are very sad and people mock you and, suicide or something else. So I decide to follow you. And what I saw traumatized me for the rest of my life. And I say, what did you saw? I was under a little, grasses. I was like this. And I check you. You were sat on the ground. Yes. And you raise your head on the sky. Yes. And I saw something moving in the sky. Okay. What do you saw? I saw a gold disc teleport you in front of my face. What? And he said to me, "I keep this inside of me. many, many years. But now it was time to told you the truth. You are not crazy. I was there. And I run for my life because I was afraid. I entered to the chalet. I was like this. I shake. I close the window. I close the door. I put my bed in the front of the door. Nobody can enter. You understand? And I was like this in my bed. I wake. I wait. I wait. And suddenly I fall asleep. When I open my eyes, you was there in your bed. That's impossible because everything was closed everywhere. And I say, thank you. Thank you.
That's a beautiful gift to get.
Imagine many years ago, these guys mock me and decide to told me what. So for me, it was a corroboration that I don't imagine this or I don't dream, a vivid dream or something else. No, no. The guys was there. And I say, do you want to testify something? No, no, never. So the guy was really traumatized, my friend, really traumatized. So, this is another thing. I think I forget something else. We can talk about all the night.
Yes, I would love to have you back on.
Mhm. I hope I hope the people listen this don't say, "Oh my God, that's crazy." No, I'm not crazy. I swear, I'm not crazy.
Oh no, because
I
if
live
they thought you were
everything.
crazy, they'd think I was bonkers.
I'm so. How many times we talk? How many hours? 1 hours?
We're at almost 2 hours. We're at like an hour and 3/4 actually.
When you are with a good person, my friend, you don't feel the time. Everything is frozen. For me, it was 1 hour and 15, maybe. No, we are close to 2 hours. So, that's very interesting. I spoke, and blah, 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 and you don't ask me a question, but thank you because I think I wasn't enough time to explain, and I don't talk about my past life in Japan. Imagine. So if you want, find me, go to my website, uh, www.gcmoyen.com/en, like English, en. My movies is in English, dubbing, in French dubbing too. So thank you to support my works, and I'm very grateful to be there tonight with you, my friend. So thank you again to invite me in your show. I'm very,
Yeah,
very happy.
and thank you. And the links are all in the description.
Hmm.
So, but I will post the website here for just a second,
Yeah.
and so that way people can make sure they see it.
Yes.
And thank you, and keep doing what you're doing. And I want to say from my heart and the heart of my show to you, thank you for what you're doing for humanity.
Ah,
It's not easy, I know, and so thank you for stepping up and doing it.
thank you.
And do you have any projects or anything coming up that you want to announce?
Yes, my wife said, don't forget to. I have my paper. Okay. In April, I will be in Hawaii with my wife for the Truth Journey of Truth with my friend Tyler, 20 until 24, and for a retreat and conference in Hawaii. And after that, we'll be in 8 and 8 until 10 May in a Rise of the Guardian with my dear friend Rian Rion de Rouen, my dear brother, and see you there because it will be an amazing conference with amazing speaker, and each time the gathering is wow, powerful beings of light is there, and I'm working. That's very not easy for me because I'm not specialist of that, but I'm writing my book about my life. So each time I write and I say, "Oh, I forget this. Oh, I forget this." Like, and voilà, this is my project for 2026. Maybe a travel in Egypt. I don't know, but it's open for me. Um, and that's all. And I'm a very busy person. And
You are busy.
if people send me request and don't be offense, I'm very really busy. I can't answer to all people. I think I have 1,000 friend request. So and I don't have enough time to answer, but I do my best. So please forgive me.
Oh no,
So
I appreciate it, and like I said, I was elated that we were able to do it tonight because I was totally thinking it would be 2026 because I know you're working on videos and other projects, and so I was like, "Ooh,
yes.
we actually got our episode in this year."
Yeah. What I say, when you approach me and in the Tampa, you say, "I would like to be in my show." I say, yeah. And after that, I say, "Oh my God!" I say yes very quickly because I'm very busy. And I say after, "Oh no, I can't," because I'm a guy like this. When I promise something, I do everything to respect my words, and it was important for me. So we are very close to Christmas, and I say, "Okay, I don't work," and but for you, it was a promise. So it was important from my heart to respect my words.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you and all you're doing, and
Thank you, my
I'm
friend.
a huge fan of your work. And we're actually going to be spending, I think, when I'm not doing shows the next couple of weeks, I'm looking at catching up on some of your videos and watching some of your movies. So you'll
Thank
be
you.
our Christmas.
Did you watch my last movie?
We have two of the movies we purchased, and I was
Okay.
like, ooh.
So I want this is my Christmas gift for you, my friend. I will send you my last movie, Star City Revelation 3, Japan Connection. I insist.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
So have a nice evening. This is my not my first, but for me, it's when you have a live, that's difficult because you can cut if you say something wrong. So you must focus. Use the force. Look. So I don't know how many people was there on after, but it's live. Okay, it's true. Huh? I don't have the time to lie. Huh? It's very quick. Huh?
Yeah. No editing, no fixing.
I
It's
hope it
all.
was good. I hope it was good. I don't know. I do my best.
Oh, you did perfect. And
Thank you.
what amazed me is because you and I haven't really talked about stories and everything. When you were like looking for words, I was able to really quickly pick up on the word, and I was like, how did I know what word he was looking for?
Oh yes. Thank you again, my friend. I appreciate that. So keep cool and rise your frequency. Stay connected with your inner child, and have a very nice Christmas in family. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart again.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you and your lovely wife, and it was such
Thank
an
you.
honor to meet both of you. And
And for all followers, I love you. I love you. Thank you very much for your support and for your love you sent me recently, and and for not recently too, because I have a lot of friends over the world, and thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you. And blessings to you on your work. And I can't wait for you to publish your book. And I
Yes,
know
yes,
it's going to.
yes. It will be in French and English too. So I focus every power energy for this.
It'll be just as great. I have total belief in that. So thank you. Have a wonderful Christmas. And with that, we are going to call it a night. So good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.